9. Climbing on board a boat, he crossed over and came to his own town. Take notice of this. Just then they carried a crippled man lying on a stretcher to him. Seeing their faith, Yeshua said to the crippled man, "Take courage, child, your sins are forgiven." But at this some of the scribes said to themselves, "This fellow blasphemes." Yeshua, knowing their thoughts, responded, "Why are you thinking evil in your hearts? Which is easier to say, 'Your sins are forgiven,' or to say, 'Stand up and walk'? However, so that you may know that the Son of Man possesses the authority upon earth to forgive sin." He then said to the crippled man, "Stand up, pick up your stretcher, and go to your house." So he stood up and went to his house. When the crowd saw what had happened, they were overcome all and glorified God, who had given such authority to people. As Yeshua went on from there, he saw a man called Mattityahu sitting at the tax office. He said to him, "Follow me." He arose and followed him. Then it happened that as Yeshua was reclining at a dinner table in the house, look, a large company of tax collectors and sinners came and were dining with Yeshua and his disciples. When the spiritual leaders saw what was happening, they complained to his disciples, "Why is your rabbi eating with tax collectors and sinners?" But when Yeshua heard the complaint, he said, "It is not those who are healthy who need a doctor, but those who are sick. But go and learn what this means. I desire compassion and not sacrifice, because I have not come to call the righteous, but rather the sinners." Then the disciples of Yohanan came up to him and asking, "Why do we and the spiritual leaders fast, but your disciples do not fast?" So Yeshua answered them, "Can the guests of the bridegroom mourn as long as the bridegroom is with them? But the days are coming when the bridegroom will be taken away from them. Then they will fast. So no one sews a patch of unshrunk cloth on an old garment, because the patch tears away from the garment, and a worse tear is made. People do not pour new wine into old wineskins, because if they do, wineskins will burst. Wine will be spilled out and the wineskins will be ruined. They pour new wine into fresh wineskins, so that both will be preserved. While he was saying these things, a Jewish leader came, bowed to the ground before him and said, "My daughter has just now met her end. Nonetheless, come and lay your hand on her, and then she will live." Yeshua rose up and started to follow him, along with the disciples. Just then, a woman who had been suffering from a flow of blood for 12 years came up behind him and touched the fringe of his garment. For she said to herself, "If I only touch his garment, I will be healed." But Yeshua, turning and seeing her, said, "Daughter, take courage. Your faith has healed you." Immediately the woman was made well. When Yeshua came into the Jewish leader's house and saw the flute players and the crowd in noisy confusion, he said, "Go away, after all the girl has not died but is asleep." They started laughing at him. But after the crowd had been sent away, he went in, took her by the hand, and the girl rose up. The report of her miracle spread throughout all that region. And as Yeshua traveled on from there, two blind men followed him, crying out and saying, "Son of David, have mercy on us." After he entered the house, the blind men came up to him, and Yeshua asked them, "Do you believe that I am able to do this?" They answered him, "Yes, Lord." And he touched their eyes, saying, "Let it be done to you according to your faith." Then their eyes were opened, but Yeshua sternly cautioned them, "See to it that no one finds out about this." But they went out and spread the report about him throughout all that region. Just as they were going out, a man who did not have the ability to speak, being troubled by a demon, was brought to him. After the demon was forced out, the man was able to talk, and the crowds were amazed, exclaiming, "Nothing like this has ever been seen in Israel." But the spiritual leaders were saying, "He forces out the demons by the help of the ruler of all the demons." Yeshua was traveling through all the towns and villages, teaching in Jewish learning centers, proclaiming the good news message of the kingdom, and healing every kind of disease and every kind of sickness. Seeing the people, he was moved with compassion for them, because they were distressed and helpless like sheep without a shepherd. Then he explained to his disciples, "The harvest is certainly plentiful, but the workers are few. So you must earnestly pray the Lord of the harvest to send out more workers into his harvest."